This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Welcome to the afternoon show, guys. Go ahead, John.
Hey, while we figure out who's going to start the show, it's your boy Jay McLevin here on the afternoon show. We got Chris, Tony, and Logan on board. Lots of stuff going on in the world of sports. Not a whole lot, but a few little things going on here and there. Without further ado, though, hopefully everybody's staying warm. God knows I am. Tony, you got the floor.
Yeah, it's cold out there here in Indiana. Yeah, guys, let's jump into Thursday night recap. Atlanta got off to a real good start, and then Tampa Bay looked like they kind of took the game over there in the third quarter. And Atlanta makes a really good comeback and wins the game 29-28. Even though Atlanta had like 19 penalties for like 129 yards, a crazy game. A big loss for Tampa Bay, man. Kind of puts Carolina maybe in the driver's seat if they can win this week. Their game against New Orleans, they would be in a good position. Logan, your thoughts on the game last night?
I'll start with the Falcons first. Great win for them. God, they needed it. They had been on just a rough patch here, really the whole season, but especially the last handful of weeks. They were close against Seattle the week prior. They were tied at halftime. Then they just got their teeth kicked in after halftime. And whatever happened last week kind of translated over to this week, and they worked on it. They got better. And we saw, like I said, they were down by 2 scores going into the fourth. And you thought, all right, well, Tampa Bay will lock this one up. They always do. But whatever was said, whatever either Kirk Cousins or Raheem Morris said in the sidelines, it worked. And Kirk Cousins, man, he looked like he was before his injury. He looked great. The whole game, he had 3 touchdowns, all 3 going to Kyle Pitts, mind you. 373 yards. Pitts was responsible for 166. He had a career night. If you had him on fantasy, then you had a good start to your week there in the playoffs for a lot of people. Bijan Robinson did his thing as always, close to 100 yards and 1 touchdown. And I mean, I've said pretty much all year, the offense for Atlanta has been anemic at times, but the defense, they're always going to get you in the game or keep you in it. They had 5 sacks on the day. I know James Pierce Jr., he had 2 on the night. He's had a sack in 6 straight games. So, I mean, he's just been on fire and proved, I know Atlanta doesn't have a draft pick in the first round this year, but they traded it to get him and also Jalen Walker. So, a lot of people will say, oh, well, hey, you got rid of those draft picks, but the guys you drafted this year are paying off dividends so far. I get the year might be a wash for them as a team, but the individuals you drafted are at least helping in, the early term and hopefully for the rest of the Falcons if they kind of retool and hope to get better next season. And if you're Tampa Bay, boy, I don't know if you guys saw the press conference Todd Bowles had after the matchup, but we can't play any of it. He said it was like 8 F-bombs during it. He was not happy at all. And basically, the players are I know, they got to be down the dumps right now because they were in prime positioning, a handful of weeks ago to just kind of, in a way, run away with the division or lock it up. Because Carolina, they had a couple of, they played good, but they had a couple of losses they probably could have won. And Tampa Bay just got careless. They find ways to lose, and they're now 7-7. And Baker Mayfield, he did a little bit better this game, but he had been struggling a lot worse as of late. He kept him in at this one. But they just haven't been able to close out. And I get that, okay, well, the excuse was a few weeks ago, okay, well, the receiving core's hurt, right? Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, kind of the usual suspects, Ibuka. All those guys played last night. And, well, yeah, they look good on offense. Mike Evans, well, like he has his whole career, was phenomenal. The defense just kind of wasn't there. They only got 1 sack on the day, no interception, so they weren't creating turnovers, which hurt them. Ultimately, like I said, in the end, and they, they kept Atlanta in it. And like I said, it wasn't like Atlanta they scored with time left. They brought it down to the very end, and, it was shaky, but it got through the uprights with that 43-yarder from Zane Gonzalez, who Atlanta picked up midway through the season. It's their 3rd kicker of the year. So Falcons, a gutsy win. And like I said, you're not winning the division, you're not making the playoffs, but it's a good win to, keep a feather in your cap and say, all right, this is a good team win here, boys. Let's keep it up, play spoiler for the rest of the season. Carolina Panthers fans, I know, are super pumped right now. Falcons took care of business. And for Tampa Bay, handful of games left. And boy, the panic is certainly set in. You'll see, for the rest of the year, if between them and Carolina, who's going to come out on top. But right now, I think Carolina's got the slight advantage with a handful of weeks left.
Yeah, most definitely. Because, like I said, they play Tampa Bay twice coming up in the next 3 or 4 weeks. So, definitely could be an advantage for Carolina. They got a game against New Orleans this week, so they need to win that, and they build a full game up on Tampa Bay. Jay, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, man, I tell you that obviously, like we talked about a minute ago, the 15 points that they scored in that fourth quarter, Atlanta did. They definitely imploded. Tampa did. Tampa imploded that fourth quarter. And like I said, 19 penalties. I don't know how you come away with the win, but 19 penalties, and and you had a fumble. So you had 19 penalties and you had 1 turnover. So, but Bijan ran the ball well. Right, Kyle Pitts. Obviously, I was telling you earlier, Kyle Pitts had 166 yards. This is the first time I've seen Kyle Pitts actually have the kind of game that I was kind of thinking he would have when he first got drafted at the number 4 spot. And he had a couple of touchdowns to throw in on that to boot. So 166 and 2 touches. Kyle Pitts really was kind of the thing there. They didn't get the 2-point conversion in the fourth, which is I thought when they kind of went for that, I was kind of worried about that, and they didn't get it. But ultimately, you got to think that Todd Bowles and that defense, if you can't get it done when they got 19 penalties and a turnover, that's a problem. And again, I think it goes back to Todd Bowles is just, I think he's on the hot seat right now. Tampa's on the hot seat. They should have won this game. They had Mike Evans back. They had McMillan back. They had a healthy Buck Irving. It wasn't like they had all these massive injuries that should have kept them from losing it. So at the end of the day, it all falls back on Todd Bowles' shoulders. It doesn't fall on anybody else's. And I think he's on the hot seat, guys. I think Raheem Morris is probably still on the hot seat as well. But I think both of those guys are on the hot seat.
Chris, your thoughts on the game?
Atlanta outplayed Tampa Bay pretty much the whole game. The only reason it was even a close game in my eyes is because of all the penalties and the penalties that the Falcons made. Tampa Bay got most of their points because the drives where Tampa would have had to punt got extended because of a stupid face mask penalty or offsides or just some stupid penalty on third down is what kept most of Tampa Bay's scoring drives alive, or Tampa Bay wouldn't even have had near as many points as they ended up with last night. Even if you look at the numbers, the Falcons pretty much dominated the game except for the 19 penalties for 100-something yards. So the Falcons dug themselves that hole in the fourth quarter and was able to get themselves out of it. And if you look, even on that last drive, they hit a big first down play to get to midfield, and then like 3 penalties in a row. Now you were farther back than you started, and it was 3rd and 28, and they get to 4th and 14 and convert it, and then they go on to get that field goal. But they made that the last drive harder on themselves than it needed to be with stupid penalties. But yeah, that was one of the most undisciplined games I think I've ever seen. But like I said, the Falcons was outplaying them so much they were able still to win the game. I think this game could have very easily been a blowout if Falcons would have been a little more disciplined.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that it could have been. Guys, anything else you guys want to talk about on the Thursday night game before we move on?
No, I'm good with it. I will say this, man, Mike Evans, hell of a good debut coming back. 132 yards on 6 catches, man. And again, he got him
killed.
He did. I saw that when he got that lower back hit. Yeah, he looked pissed.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off if I was him too, right? But it didn't stop him because he came back after that hit and he kept on racking up the yardage, which is good for him. So yeah, we'll see where they go. But I just thought it was interesting that on his debut back from injury, man, he throws up a monster game.
Frankie, do you have any thoughts on last night's Thursday night game before we move on?
No, not really. Too many flags. I know Atlanta fans and Buccaneer fans are probably going around saying that this is like one of the greatest games they've seen because it ended on a 1-point win for the Falcons, but it was kind of boring. I feel like the only two that was actually doing good is Mike Evans and Pitts from Atlanta and Tampa
Yeah.
on both sides. So, I mean, other than that, it was kind of like a boring game. Bucky Irvin had some good rushing yards as well. And Bijan Robinson also. But other than that, I feel like it was just like it was a boring game to me for some reason. Other than that, hey, Falcons got their win, and now Buccaneers got their backs against the wall with Panthers now on top of that division.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, guys, let's move on to Sunday football. We got Baltimore at Cincinnati. Chris, what are you thinking about this game? Who's going to come out on top? But it is at Cincinnati.
Fuck, this game might end in a tie because I don't think either one of these teams want to win a football game. It's going to be an interesting game. You got Joe Burrow, the way he's talking, he fought back to play, and then now he's talking like he ain't happy. So who knows what's going on there? Bengals should have beat. They had that game against the Bills on Sunday and blew that game. If they'd have won that game, like they still could have had some kind of shot. But losing that game really hurt them. But Baltimore's been bad as well. They've been bad on both sides of the ball. Lamar Jackson hasn't looked right since he's came back. I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals and pull out a close one.
Okay, Frankie, your thoughts on this one?
So I was leaning more towards Bengals as well. But news came out today that T. Higgins is inactive for this game. And honestly, the last couple games, Joe Burrow has been throwing a lot to T. Higgins and getting a lot of touchdowns for the Bengals. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to affect them. Obviously, I understand they have Jamar Chase and all that, but you can't just throw that at one man. You need to have T. Higgins on there as well. But Chris is right as well. Baltimore has not been looking good since Lamar Jackson came back. I mean, I think he still has yet to get a touchdown rushing, and I think he just broke the mark last week with passing touchdowns to Isaiah Likely and then stuff like that. So I was leaning towards the Bengals, but I honestly, is this game in Baltimore?
So it's in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go Baltimore on this one. I feel like I feel more confident with Baltimore this go around, getting their heads out their asses. Excuse my language, Logan. But I think that Baltimore is gonna actually get the win here this week against Cincinnati, knowing that they're right behind the Steelers for that division.
Okay. And Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a divisional game, right? But I am going to roll with the Bengals on this. I just don't think Lamar Jackson is anywhere near 100%. And if he's not 100%, I have a hard time believing in that team because they don't have a good enough defense. Not that Cincinnati has the greatest defense in the world either. But it's in Cincinnati. It is Burrow under center, so I'm going to roll with Cincinnati on this one.
And Logan.
Yeah, kind of a toss-up for this one. We saw, what was it, Joe Burrow said, he's like, man, I just want to have fun again. So, I mean, that to me says he's got one foot out the door. I mean, the franchise hasn't done much to really help. They've tried, right? Their whole thing we've said about really since he's been on the team is they got to fix the O-line. They got to fix the O-line. Well, they get all these guys in the draft or free agency. None of them ever work. So I don't know who's scouting talent over there, but it ain't worked. And also too, so O-lines, ain't like Baltimore O-line's great either. Their O-line's pretty ragtag as well. I think Lamar's been sacked close to 30 times this year. So it ain't like, we're not getting top 5 O-line versus top 5 D-line or whatever. But I'll go with the Ravens getting this one in a close one. I'll go with the Lamar bounce back game. Like you said, Frank, with T. Higgins being out, that's a weapon that was lost for Cincy. So we'll see what they can do. But I'll go with the Ravens in a tight one. Give it by 7.
Yeah, it's tough for me. It's going to be really cold. Some weather coming in. Could have snow. I think with the wind chills, it's going to be below 0. So I think the running game could come into play. And, man, I don't know. Neither offensive line, like you guys said, have played great. I think I'm going to go with Baltimore by a field goal. I think they got a little bit better running game. So let's go to the Raiders and
Wait a minute.
Philadelphia.
I have changed my pick because I'm the only one that agreed with Jay. That we can't have that. So
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
I think Burrow did borrow Tom's wetsuit, so they're going to be okay.
Okay,
Okay.
they'll be good.
Weather.
Okay. Next up, we got the Raiders at Philadelphia. Logan, your thoughts on your Raiders?
Eagles by 28. Kenny Pickett's going to be starting, so at least we're going to get at least 17 points on the board, maybe 20 if I'm lucky. But hell, I know the Eagles have, they ain't looking. They're as bad as we were just talking about with Tampa Bay. Philadelphia's had a couple of rough weeks here recently, as well. So it's not like everything's all sunshine and rainbows. They got rid of what the hell was their mascot? Like a duck they had for like a week. Hey, get rid of that. Try to bring the locker room together.
I think it was a bunny.
Bunny, yes, they got rid of the bunny. They took the bunny out back. They're having it for a pregame meal for this game against Las Vegas. But the Eagles should take care of business. They got their roster's just better. If the Raiders win, that's my Super Bowl. But give me the Eagles in a blowout.
Okay, Chris, your thoughts on this game?
I think the Eagles win the game, but I think the spread's too much. I'd like the Raiders at the plus 11.5. I think it's going to be a closer game. The way the Eagles' offense has been playing, I don't think they're capable of really blowing anybody out right now. But yeah, I think the Eagles win because I do think they're the more talented team. But I think it's going to be a little bit closer game than what some people do. So I would like the Raiders at the plus 11.5.
Okay, Frankie, your thoughts on the game?
Oh, this is going to be a good game, man. Kenny Pickett under center for the Raiders, the true Super Bowl winning quarterback from last year's Super Bowl. And I'm going to keep saying it. And he's going up against his former team that let him go, the team that he won a Super Bowl for last year. It's unbelievable. I can't wait to see Kenny Pickett just dominate. But I'm going to have to go with the Eagles on this one by 10. I really am. I feel like Kenny Pickett is going to be dominant. I feel like the Raiders, we're going to see a different Raiders, and everybody's going to be confused. But it's not going to be for a win. It's going to be a close game though. So give me the Eagles by at least 10.
I do think the Raiders' offense is going to look better with Pickett back there than what it has with Smith. I really do.
That's because he's the true Super Bowl winning quarterback. That's why, Chris.
Okay, Jay, your thoughts on the Raiders Philadelphia game?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that Raiders organization is just in a funk right now. I don't think they know what that team is, or they even believe in what that team is. I feel bad for Max Crosby because they didn't have anybody on that defense that could truly help him out and give him some love. So because they are in a more of a defunct than what Philly is in, I'm gonna roll with Philly on this one. But yeah, Philly's got some issues to work out. I'm hoping maybe between now and the end of the season they'll get those issues worked out on that offense. But I think they'll beat the Raiders.
We got Joe here in an upset. So he's picking the Raiders.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, Joe, for having some confidence. More than I got.
I'm with Frankie. I'm going with Philadelphia by 10. Next up, Arizona at Houston. We'll let Jay go first since that's one of his teams.
This dude, I know you didn't say it's my team. That's okay.
I said one of them.
Does that really make it better?
You should have told the truth. You should have told the truth that that's his favorite team.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you, Gonzo. Nobody.
Hey, I'm used to it. Nobody's liked me for about 45 years. I'm used to it. It'll be all right.
Douchebag. Anyway. No, I think the Texans are going to get this, man. Brissett has done a much better job, I think, than what Kyler Murray was doing. I think he has a better feel for this offense than Kyler does. But if either one of them had a kind of connection with Marvin Harrison Jr., like Peyton had with Marvin Harrison's dad or Marvin Jr.'s dad, if they had that kind of a connection, I probably could go Arizona's way. But nobody has that kind of connection with Marvin Harrison Jr. So because there's no connection there, and the defense is really the solid piece on that team, the rest of it's just kind of a hodgepodge. Yeah, I'm going to roll with the Texans on this and that elite defense they have.
Okay. Logan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Texans should roll in this one pretty easy. Cardinals also pretty banged up coming into this one. We know, obviously, Kyler's not playing. Brissett, he's a good, like I say, he's good to keep around the locker room. He'll keep you in games, but he's not that superstar quarterback. A couple of guys who are going to be out for Arizona in this game. Got safety Jalen Thompson, quarterback Max Melton, another safety, Dadrian Taylor-Demerson, and Marvin Harrison Jr., he's out with a heel injury. He's going to be expected to come back on the 21st of December. So, I mean, that just kind of, you put yourself into a corner against the Texans defense, which a lot of people consider, if not the best in the league, then top 3, top 5. I think that, Houston should roll in this one, I think, by at least 2 scores.
Okay. And Frankie, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans on this one. Their defense is just dominant, and they're actually proven that, defense wins championships, and that's the best way to do it. I mean, as long as your defense can stop that offense, then I feel like the Texans are going to win this. C.J. Stroud, since he came back, he's looking pretty good with that offense. And, Jacoby Brissett's a great quarterback, honestly. As a former Patriot quarterback, I know a lot about Jacoby. He's a good quarterback, but the fact that he's not going to have a weapon like Marvin Harrison Jr. out there, I feel like it's going to be really tough for Arizona to score some points. Because they don't even have a good backfield as well. Like, let's not forget James Conner hurt himself the rest of the year early in the season. So, I mean, it's a really tough situation right now in Arizona. So you could give me the Houston in that defense.
And Chris.
Yeah, I actually think this will be a pretty good game if the Cardinals didn't have so many injuries on their defense, because the Cardinals have a pretty good defense, but haven't played well the last couple of weeks because they've been so many injuries. Then you haven't had Harrison for the last couple of weeks either, and the offense was looking a lot better with Brissett at quarterback than Murray, especially when they had Harrison. You actually had a connection between Harrison and Brissett where Murray and Harrison can never get on the same page. But with all the injuries, I think the Texans win this game.
Yeah, I agree with everybody. I think Houston by at least 10. Let's go to the Chargers at KC. This could be an interesting game. I don't know if KC's got a lot to play for. They're not quite out of it for sure, but, man, they're pretty close. Frankie, your thoughts on Chargers KC?
Listen, I've always said, since he's such a good quarterback, you never bet against Patrick Mahomes. But you know what, Tony? I'm going to bet against Patrick Mahomes this week. I am sick of this Kansas City Chiefs. I've been picking them all year. Every time I put it on the spread, I've been picking Kansas City. I'm not going to do it this time. I'm really not. I feel like the Chargers are going to come out and they're going to, play well. Obviously, with the turnovers they had last week against the Eagles, they still found a way to go into overtime and beat the Eagles last week. And I feel like it's going to be the same situation this week with Kansas City, because clearly that offense is depleted. Travis Kelce is obviously hit father time. I don't know why he's still playing. It's pissing me off because I have him on fantasy. I'm ready to drop him because trade deadline is gone on fantasy. So I'm about to drop him. And Patrick Mahomes is just not doing Patrick Mahomes things. We see him do jump passes that goes for long completions. He's doing jump passes now that is going for short gains or anything like that. So, I mean, and the defense is not the same anymore. I feel bad for Steve Spagnuolo, a great defensive coordinator. But that defense is just straight in shambles right now. And you know what? I'm going to go with the Chargers with how good they look in Jim Harbaugh. He's turned that team around.
Okay. And Jay, your thoughts on this game?
Man, yeah, it's almost feel like I got to pick the Chiefs to keep the Chargers to win it, because I feel like there's too many people picking the same team. I feel like it's like betting, right? You never want to bet everybody bet on one team, but how do you bet against? I mean, what the Chargers are doing right now, the Chiefs are freaking imploding. Everybody knows the Chiefs are imploding, and the Chargers are showing that they can get things done to get wins. I mean, you got Herbert out there with one damn hand, and he's getting the job done. So I'm not going to bet against these Chargers right now, at least not with the Chiefs or the Eagles that are so damn inconsistent. So because I feel like the Chargers are a more consistent team in the way that they're playing right now, I'm definitely going to roll the Chargers way, because the Eagles are just damn inconsistent.
And Logan, what do you think about this one?
Second meeting between these two. First one start the year. That was out there in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Chargers got the close win in that one, 27-21. Chiefs, it's weird to say they are not at 500 this defense of the season. We haven't said that in a long, long time. Not used to it. I will go with KC in this one, however. because, as we know, LA is a little bit banged up. We know Herbert's got that hand injury. He's questionable, but I'm sure he's going to play in this one. Ladd McConkey is also questionable with an injury. I'm sure he'll play. It's a big game. As for KC, I think we have a bounce back from Patrick Mahomes. Like I say, it's hard. It's tough to bet against that dude. He's so good, right? I know everyone talks about him. Hell, he's a good quarterback. O-line's been tough this year. He's been sacked close to 30 times, so that hasn't helped. And like you said, the defense has taken a step back this year, like we've seen years past. We know whenever they won their latest Super Bowl, all of us agreed it was their defense that got them there. It wasn't really the offense. And now we need a team effort here. And this two good coaches, Harbaugh and Andy Reid, of course, going at it. So I think we're going to have a good matchup here. But go slight experience go with KC in this one. I'll go by 3.
Okay. And Chris.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real good game. Chiefs receivers are going to have to step up and catch a damn ball. Chiefs very easily could have beat the Texans last week if you catch the ball. I know the Chiefs got beat, but it ain't like teams are just running over the Chiefs. Chiefs have been in every game. They're just not winning them close games this year. And a lot of that was the last week was due to Kelsey not making plays. Their stars not making plays was the big thing last week with drops. So being at home for the Chiefs makes me want to lean that way a little bit. Plus, Chargers on a short week. They just played Monday night. You got a quarterback who just had a hand surgery the week before, and he wasn't doing a great job of protecting that hand, trying to protect the hand while he was out there playing. Hell, he was putting that hand out to catch himself when he fell. It's like, what the hell are you? Like, what are you doing, dude? But and then he would take off running. Like he definitely played a little reckless. I think the Chargers win the game, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Chiefs covered the spread of 5.5. I think this game probably going to come down to a field goal at the end.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with KC by a field goal just because they're at home. And the Chargers, to me, was kind of lucky to beat Philly. So I'm going with KC. Next game up, guys. This is going to be a big one. Buffalo at New England. Let's go to Frankie.
Oh, man, let's go, baby. You already know we about to win the AFC East this Sunday. Listen, I'm upset because I got to go to a birthday party at 2, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, who schedules a birthday party on one of my biggest games of the season? Like, I'm looking at my wife, and I said, can I not go? And she said, no. I'm like, okay, well, guess what? Don't expect me to pay attention to the kids because I'm going to be watching the game on my phone. I'm going to go to that birthday party in a Patriots jersey, and I'm going to be celebrating at a kid's birthday party, not for that kid, but for the AFC East title, baby. We're going to get it this week. Let's not forget Stephon Diggs had a blowout game against them on week 5, and I expect it to happen again. I know for a fact that Drake May already told, yo, Stephon, when we play Buffalo, that's your game. We're going to give you all the passes. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. We're going to beat Buffalo. It's going to be close. It's going to be close just like it was week 5. We won by 3. I'm not expecting a blowout, but it's going to be a close one, and I'm expecting a good game. But I do have confidence in my boy in getting these wins this week because we have a better defense than they do. And I feel like we have kind of like, I'm not going to say a better offense because they have Josh Allen, but I'm going to say a better offense by we have more weapons than they do. I feel like we have a better offense weaponized than they do. They have a good quarterback, but we're going to get the win, Tony. Let's go Pirates. Get the AFC East again. Back on top. Jay hates it.
Speaking of Jay, let's go to Jay on this one.
Hey, real question. Does anybody know what the weather is going to look like? I think it's 31 degrees, but I'm assuming it's just snow, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's going to be a possibility of a snowstorm, 20 degrees with a wind chill of 10 miles per hour.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Degrees, Jay, the weather's going to be cold.
Mm-hmm.
You're such a douche. I swear to God. But I love you. And Logan, that was me keeping it clean, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate you, brother.
That was me keeping it clean. I'm not gonna go crazy or anything like that.
I know. We've worked a lot over the years, Jay. We've worked a lot on your self-image.
I think I'm getting better.
You are.
Getting better. But with that being said, though, Frankie, I think this is where the rubber meets the road for Buffalo. The only weakness I think they have right now currently is still kind of that defense. I'm still kind of a little wonky about that secondary side of it. But at the same time, I think I told you, man, I think the Patriots are just a bunch of bums playing a bum-ass schedule that everybody's so hyped up about. I mean, Frankie's so hyped up over there, it's ridiculous. But I get it, man. It's his team. If it was the Cowboys and we were 13-2, I'd probably be just as hyped up. So I get it, Frankie. I'm not going to hold that against you. But with that being said, though, I do believe that James Cook is going to run the ball. And I do think that everybody knows Josh Allen loves this weather. Now, here's the thing, though. I'll tell you, if Drake May is going to be the MVP of the league, this is the kind of game he has to win, and he has to win it well. But I honestly think that Josh Allen is going to take the reins on this game. Stephon Diggs is going to be going up against his old team. I don't know if he really holds a grudge against the Buffalo Bills anymore. I mean, that's been so long ago. But I'm rolling with Buffalo in this. I'm going to roll with Buffalo in New England. I think it is a quote-unquote divisional game and a rivalry game and a revenge game and all these things everybody is labeling it. And I think Bills come out to play, man. I'm going to go with the Bills.
Okay. And Logan.
Tough one. Tough matchup here. Obviously, two great teams fighting for top spot. But Patriots can clinch it. We know that them and Denver, both hottest teams in the league right now in terms of just win streaks. They're at home. Frankie, I'll throw you a bone. Let me get the Patriots in this one. Go one-score game. I think Josh Allen and them have a good day. But issue I've had with Buffalo, and we all say it, the receiving core. Still just, you don't have that number one. You got to have that number one. I get Shakir. He's a good receiver, but ain't a number one for me. And for the Patriots, they're constructed well, right? With Henderson, with May, who's had a hell of a season. Their defense, I know they got a couple of guys who are questionable, but they're going to try and play like Spillane, like Harold Landry. You got to have them for a game like this. So they might not have as big of an impact, but I'll go with the New England Patriots winning this one and completing your kind of comeback season compared to last year, Frankie. So you're welcome.
And Chris.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Both these teams are good. I think it's going to be a real good game. But what still worries me is Buffalo's rush defense. And New England has two good backs with Stevenson and Henderson. So I'm gonna lean New England at home. I think it's gonna be this is another game I think comes down the end with a field goal at the end to win the game. But this game very easily could come down to which offense has the ball last.
I'm going with New England by a field goal, but I think it's going to be a good game. Guys, let's move on to the New York Jets and Jacksonville at Jacksonville. Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know it's going to be Jacksonville. I don't care where you play this game. They could play this game in Woody Johnson's backyard for all I care, and he still wouldn't get the win. No, I think this is Jacksonville's game, and if Jacksonville didn't win this game, that would be huge to me. That would tell me exactly who they are. But no, they're going to win this game. The only thing that New York has going for them is that defense. Now they do have a good defense. I don't want to undermine that. But I think Trevor Lawrence and this Jacksonville team is going to be too much. It's going to be too much.
Okay. And Chris.
Well, I figured Jay was going to pick the Jets because he was talking about how great of a job Aaron Glenn's been doing this year for the Jets. But I just got to mess with you a little bit, Jay. But then
it's okay. It's okay.
And Frankie, I meant to say this earlier. If you're going to drop Travis Kelce, let me know because my fantasy team's struggling. I could use some help. I could pick Kelce up. But this game,
I'm not going to help you. You're in first place. I'm not helping you at all.
Come on, man, help a brother out. I like Jacksonville in this game. Jets offense, isn't real great. Jacksonville has a good defense, and Jacksonville's offense has been playing better here as of late. So I'm gonna go with the Jaguars as well.
Okay, and Frankie.
Yeah, I never picked the Jets. I don't care who they play. I don't care if they're playing a bad team. They could be playing the Cleveland Browns. They could be playing the Carolina Panthers. They could play the Tennessee Titans. I will never pick the Jets. I don't give a damn who. They could play a Canadian team. They could play a high school team in my local area. I don't care. I will not pick the Jets. It's really funny. And I'm gonna agree with Chris. I'm surprised Jay didn't pick the Jets because all season long he's been saying, I see a change in this defense and Aaron Glenn and all this other things. And now it's like a total
I tried telling Jay 2 weeks into the season, like, what? Same with Tony. Tony finally changed his way after week 5. But Jay still kept going, and now Jay's finally seeing the truth. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville on this one. And I agree with Joe. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville wins 100-3 because that's how bad and trash the Jets are. I still don't know why they're still in the NFL.
All right, let's go to Logan.
To quote new head coach Liam Cohen, give me Duval. Let's go by 21. Should be a blowout.
Yep, I agree, guys. I'm going with Jacksonville too. Next up, Washington at the New York Giants. I know this is one of Frankie's favorite teams, so let him talk about the Giants.
You really try disrespecting me like that?
I do. I didn't think he was going to respond.
You really tried doing me like that, Tony? Really?
You are a Giants fans. Why you get so much blue?
That's
Oh,
crazy.
God.
That's crazy. Well, first of all, I don't like the Giants. I hate the Giants. I don't even know why they call New York. They play in Jersey.
Hey is another word for love.
I don't understand. Jay, don't even, Mr. Houston, everything, little undercover Dallas fan over there. Shut your mouth.
Hate is just another word for love. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. If Washington was fully healthy, obviously I will pick Washington. I really don't want to pick any team on this one, honestly, but I just feel like the Giants are more like a better team right now to win. I understand they got some injuries on their part as well, but they don't have the most injuries compared to what Washington have. I'm not 100% sure if Jaden Daniels is playing. I've been seeing news that he was possibly going to be playing. I don't know if he's questionable still, but I feel like even if he does come out and play, I don't think that arm is 100%. So I'm going to have to go with Jackson Dart and the New York Giants for some reason. I feel like he's going to have a connection with Theo Johnson. He's going to have the connection with Wan'Dale Robinson, and they have a good back end and over there as well in Devin Singletary. So you could give me the New York Giants over Washington. I feel like Washington's season is done.
Yeah, Daniels is out. Just here tracking. He's not playing.
Logan.
I go with the Giants in this one. I think that Jackson Dart hasn't had an awful year. You know what I mean? If they had Scatterbo, I feel like they would win this one pretty single-handedly. But unfortunately, he's been out for some time now. But I'll go with New York in this one. Look, Washington's just had an awful year. Just injuries. We know Dan Quinn was like week 3 or 4. He busted his nose open. So it's just been a rough go at it for the Commanders. And I thought they'd have a way better season, but that's just how it goes sometimes. But for this game, I think the Giants win this one. Not going to be like a super high scoring game or anything like that, but I think they'll get the win.
And Jay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they don't have. There's no Zach Ertz. They do have McLaurin back. I'll give them that. And Mariota. I think he's a serviceable backup. So I think the Washington will make it somewhat competitive, right? But again, I think this is going to be the Giants' game to win. I still believe in. I think they have a pretty decent defense. So I'm gonna roll with Jackson Dart is playing, right? I mean, he's not in the concussion protocol or anything like that. I don't believe. So. Yeah, so I'm gonna roll with the Giants on this one.
Okay, and Chris.
Where's this game being played at?
It is at New York.
Jersey. It's in Jersey.
This is a tough one for me because Commanders looked like shit last week against the Vikings, but the week before with Mariota as quarterback, they played a pretty good fucking game against the Broncos and barely lost in overtime. So the Commanders have just been kind of up and down. And so have the Giants. Giants have had leads in a lot of games and have found ways to blow them this year. I'm gonna go with the Commanders here. I think they bounced back after how bad they looked last week. And I think with Mariota being healthier than what Daniels has, I think the offense has looked a little better with him in there than what it has with Daniels the last couple games when Mariota played. And so I'm gonna go with the Commanders to pick up a win.
It is important to notice though, Rodriguez again listed as questionable, but it looks like he's gonna play. I don't think he's gonna carry the injury designation into Friday because he was on a limited practice Thursday, which they said he was going to be. So I think we'll watch that injury designation, but I do think Chris Rodriguez plays.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Washington too. I'm gonna go with Washington by a field goal. Next up, we got Cleveland Browns at the Chicago Bears. Chris, your thoughts on this one?
I think Chicago Bears win. Browns are still searching for some things over there. I guess they need to quit self-sabotaging themselves, from what I hear the media say, because all they do is sabotage Sanders, according to the media. But Bears have been playing good football. I know they didn't come out on the right end last week against the Packers, but they've been winning close games. I still think Caleb Williams has a lot of improvement he's going to have to make, but they've been playing well enough to pick up wins. And I think they're the better team than Cleveland. So I'm going to go with the Bears.
Okay. And Logan.
Well, Chicago, if Cleveland would have run a stupid wildcat play on a second down 2-point conversion, they might have won that game. But hey, Kevin Stefanski said, I call all the plays. So that's what his call. And boy, that was I think the five of us could have came up with a better play than what that was. Because God, that didn't work. They should have won last week, but they didn't. I think Chicago will get this one. They have a good team overall. I know they've been, a little iffy as of late. They haven't been as, you don't hear as much love for them, but they've still got a good team. Caleb Williams, he's playing well. He's had a good year. And I will go with the Chicago Bears in this one. By a couple scores. Let's go by 2. Let's go by 3, actually. Go by 3.
Okay, Frankie?
Yeah, I'm going Chicago Bears on this one. I think Myles Garrett is going to get the sacks that he gets. And I think, Shedeur Sanders is going to get the yards to where he's going to confuse people and be like, look, he's doing it again. Another game where he has a great time. He's looking good. We haven't missed some pieces. I don't give a shit about that. Wait till next year where he's going to be trash again. Give me the Chicago Bears in this one.
Okay. And Jay?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same sentiment. I think the Bears are just a more complete team. Obviously, the Browns still have a lot of things to work out on that offense, get things figured out. And because of that, Blizzard's still a disarray over there right now, and they're not on one clear path. I'm going to give it to Ben Johnson and the Bears. I do have one question. So if Myles Garrett is 3 sacks away from breaking the record, he just needs 3. Do you think he gets it done? And if so, how many do you think he puts on against the Bears?
Not in this one, but give me a sack and a half.
Well, he's definitely going to get it done before the season's over. But
Yeah.
I think he gets a couple this one. And I'm also going to go with Chicago by a touchdown.
Okay.
Next up, guys, Carolina at New Orleans. Let's go to Logan first.
It should be Carolina. I mean, hell. God, the Saints have sucked this year. My God. Tyler Shugg ain't it. Spencer Rattler ain't it. They ain't got a quarterback. I like Chris Olave. He's good. He's a good player. But one wide receiver ain't going to get it done. Their defense is old as hell. It's a rough go out there for New Orleans. But yeah, I don't see them win this one. I think Carolina, Bryce Young and company, much better team at the moment. And they got to strike while the iron's hot right now. Tampa Bay just lost last night. You gotta start cementing yourself, start getting some distance here. This is the game to do so against the worst team in the division. So I'll go with the Carolina Panthers in this one by 17.
Okay, Jay.
Yeah, look, Tampa Bay literally just set Carolina up to take the division, right? They should have won. They should have beat Atlanta and put an end to it, but they didn't. So now Tampa's got about a 54% chance, I believe, to make the playoffs, whereas Carolina can definitely submit themselves if they can win out or at least keep a better record than Tampa. So I definitely think there's a lot on the line for Carolina going against the Saints. I fully expect them to beat the Saints. I think the Saints are another team that's in a disarray right now. So everything is there for Carolina. Carolina has no excuse not to take over this division and carry forward. So I'm going to put all the Easter eggs on Carolina just because of what they're playing for. And obviously because Tampa lost, I think that gives them that momentum or that adrenaline rush to go out there and get this win. They just have to make sure that they play in controlled football and don't get sloppy trying to get the win. Follow your game plan, do what you're supposed to do, and don't get carried away with the emotion of it. But if they can follow the game plan and execute the game plan, Logan and everybody else, then I fully think that Carolina can take this division. So I'm going to roll with Carolina on this one.
And Chris.
This is a hard game because both these teams have been so up and down. And the Saints have been playing better here as of late. I think they've been playing better since they went to that rookie quarterback for one, went to Shook or how you pronounce his name. But I mean, they got a big win against the Buccaneers last week. The Saints did in Tampa. The Saints beat Carolina in Carolina 2 weeks ago and only gave up 7 points to Carolina in that game. So in this game now, it is going to be in New Orleans. But the Panthers, when they play good, they look like they could beat anybody. And then the next week, you just never, like I said, both these teams are kind of up and down. But I expect the Panthers to come in fired up, especially after what happened last night, knowing if they win this game, they have a game lead. And then basically, it could work out where if you just win one of the 2 games against Tampa, you could win that division. So, man, I'm gonna go with the Panthers, but I think it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah, I like Carolina a lot. I think the key is that like Jay, follow your game plan, run that football. But New Orleans defense they've played better the last couple of weeks, and it is at New Orleans. I'm tempted to take New Orleans, but I do think Carolina overall's got a better team. So I think it's gonna be close. I'm gonna take Carolina by 3. Next up, guys, this should be a good one. Detroit Lions at the Los Angeles Rams. Logan.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, man. This is a good one. Both these teams, man, I mean, they're fighting. They're trying to get into the playoffs, right? And they're both having good seasons overall. Detroit's taking a slight step back compared to last year, as we know, but they are still a formidable opponent, and they will always play tough in big games like this with the way Dan Campbell's coached this program. As for LA, we know they've got the savvy vet, Matt Stafford, out there, still doing it 15 years later. Love to see that. Of course, all their great weapons they have on both offense and defense. And I would say this, it's been, a year or 2 removed now since Aaron Donald retired. And, man, that defense is not taking a step back at all. And that's a credit to the GM and to everyone who put that defense together out there in LA, keeping that team, afloat after losing their, arguably one of their best defensive players in history. But for me, I'll go with, I guess, maybe you could say the slight upset. I'll go with Detroit Lions. I think Jared Goff will have – we know he has struggled sometimes in big games, but we've seen also in big games he can look great. I think we'll have a good one here, but I'll go with Detroit by 7. Good matchup, though. Looking forward to seeing how this one plays out.
Okay, and Jay.
Yeah, Detroit has been very up and down and inconsistent. We all know that. Yep. There are times when they look incredibly good, and there's times where they look incredibly bad. Because of the inconsistency and because of how well the Rams are playing on defense and offense consistently, I'm going with the Rams on this one for sure.
Okay, and Chris.
Yeah, I think this game could go either way. It's going to be, a real close game. For one, Detroit needs this game bad because, right now they wouldn't be in the playoffs. They're right there at the edge, so they need this game. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams by a field goal. This is another game that would not surprise me if it don't come down to the end, and it could very well come down to who has the ball last to kick that game-winning field goal.
I'm going to go with the Rams, guys, because I don't have enough faith in Detroit's defense. They haven't played that well this year, and I'm surprised because I really thought their defense was going to be really good. They've had some injuries too, of course, but at Los Angeles and with that receiving core that the Rams got, I think the Rams are going to go deep on them some, and so I think the Rams pull it out. Next up.
Hold on real quick. Does anybody know it was interesting that when I said I was going to go for the Rams, Chris had that look of like I'm about to throw up, and then the screen goes blank. I literally think he threw up, having to agree with me, and then he came back on screen. It's okay, Chris. Sometimes you got to agree with me. I know that hurts you. I know it hurts. I know. I can see it in your eyes.
Okay. Next up, we got Indianapolis at Seattle. Looks like Rivers, I believe, is going to be playing. So, Chris, what do you think?
Oh, I think
Hell, we can put Chris in there. You said you're 45. Rivers is just right below you.
I'm looking at the spread. No, I like the Colts. I'm not going to pick against my team.
Okay.
I think the Colts are going to go in there and surprise a lot of people this weekend.
I'm hoping and praying, but I'm not going to be a homer. I'm going to say Seattle's going to win this game at Seattle. Even though I want the Colts to win, I hope they win, but just a lot of things working against the Colts. Jay.
Yeah, I know Chris. He's not gonna pick against his team, but I think he knows in that heart of his that it's gonna be a long game. I'm definitely going to go with Seattle on this. Nothing against the Colts, but I just don't believe in. And once, even with Daniels there, it was going to be a hard game because of how good Seattle's defense is. I mean, that's going to be a really strong defense to go up against. Not that you guys can't get it done, but it's going to take a lot. And the fact that you don't have Daniel Jones and you got Rivers there, Seattle does like to rush. They do like to put blitzes on you. So I'm going to be curious to see how well they handle that when they do blitz. But for those reasons, I'm going to definitely go with Seattle on this one. And I think it's going to be a bloodbath. Honestly, I really do.
It could be. Logan.
As long as Phillip Rivers don't get hurt, that's a win in y'all's books, I think. Because, I mean, hell, I don't know if you're going to have someone next week. It's just been it's crazy. Look, and this would have been Anthony Richardson's time to shine if he hadn't smacked his face with an elastic band weeks ago. This would have been him. Riley Leonard, he got a knee injury, so would have been his time to shine. So they had to go back 5. You couldn't find anyone else out. I know you tried to get Sam Ehlinger from the practice squad. That he didn't want to leave. He said, I'm comfortable over here in Denver. I ain't leaving. So, I mean, hell, if Rivers don't work, you'll call up Matt Ryan or Cam Newton. I know he's looking for a job. You can call him.
No Cam Newton.
You got plenty of old timers out there still hanging on. But hey, if Phillip Rivers gets a touchdown, I'm all for it. That's a win in the books. If Seattle loses this game, fire everyone on defense with this. Come on. It should be Seattle. They should win pretty handily. Sam Darnold's had a great year as well. They have a good team over there, so I'll go with Seahawks win by a good bit.
Yeah, and then the Colts are hurting on defense too. So
yep.
I can't wait till Monday when Phillip Rivers throws 2 touchdown passes this weekend.
He throws for 300, 200, 2 touchdowns. If he does that, Chris,
and the Colts win this game by a field goal, I can't wait till Monday.
Hey, listen, we all cut Chris a lot of slack on this show because after what Halliburton did to him, we don't want to make him any more depressed. So Chris, we got to give it to you, man, because I can't have you over there being depressed in that cold weather, man. That's not a good thing. I know, but you will be if the Colts get their asses tore up. You're going to be hurt. And I'm not going to be there to give you a hug.
No, I'm not going to be upset if I get their ass beat because I won't be shocked by it.
We get our ass beat. We get our ass beat. It happens sometimes.
Yeah,
it does. It does. Trust me, I've got 30 years of getting my ass beat. I can assure you it happens.
Plus, I still have a team that plays here in about 3 weeks that's vying for a national championship. So
that's true. Again, the word there is vying.
Vying, yeah.
You got it, but you're vying for it, right? I got it.
It's not going to be easy. There's 6 or 7.
You'll be home. You'll be home next week.
There's 6 or 7.
We don't play for 3 weeks.
There's 6 or 7 teams that could win that national championship, I think. At least 6 or 7. Okay, guys, let's get back on track. Green Bay at Denver. This should be another good game. Logan, your thoughts?
Before I get to this, Joe, a tremendous comment. There's a better chance Jesus Christ comes back than the Colts winning.
Hey, if you haven't been saved, I suggest you say yes to Jesus now.
I hope the Colts win, and I hope Jesus knocks on Joe's door.
Door dasher for Jesus. Here you go, Lord. Here you go. It's all yours.
What were you saying, Joe? What were you saying?
I always forget the straws. But anyways, I think for this one, I think the Packers they're a good team, right? They're a very good team. And I know Jay's praying for their downfall. Denver's red hot, man. They're also undefeated at home. They're 6-0 at home. So I mean, and like I said, they've won 10 games in a row as well. So they are just rolling right now. They're good on all sides of the ball, offense, defense, special teams, you name it. But I think Green Bay will put up a good challenge. Jordan Love he's had a really good year. He's had a good bounce back year, over 3,000 yards, close to 20, I think 22 touchdowns, only 4 or 5 picks. So he's played really well. Bo Nix also he rises to the challenge as well. We've seen, but I'll go with the hot hand. I'll go with Denver, but it's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be a single digit win for them.
Okay, and Chris.
I'm gonna go with Denver because they're at home. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I think this could be a game that's maybe neither team get 20 points. I think it's gonna be one of them defensive battles. Green Bay's offense has been playing better the last few weeks since they got a couple of the receivers back. But with Denver being at home with that defense, I'm gonna go with Denver. If this game was in Green Bay, I'd probably go with Green Bay. But I'm gonna go with Denver being at home.
And Jay.
Yeah, Benito, man, that guy's really been putting his name out there a lot with some of the plays he's been doing. I mean, the guy's been executing really well. He's got 12 and a half sacks. Guess who also has 12 and a half sacks? Michael Parsons. So I almost kind of see this as one kind of cancels out the other on that. So I'm going to roll with Denver on this one just because it is at home. But, man, Green Bay has really been doing well. And I almost kind of think that Green Bay is going to be playing really hard to keep that number one spot in their division. But I think Denver and Sean Payton have a little bit more to offer than that. So I'm going to roll with them. Actually, I take that back. I take that. I can't do it. I can't convince myself I can't do it. No, I'm rolling with Green Bay. I'm going to roll with Green Bay because I do, man. I can't convince myself enough of that. I just like what Micah Parsons brings to that defense. I like how he brings a lot of attention away from the other guys, and I think that's going to be the downfall. I'm going to roll with Green Bay. I'm going to stay with that now, Tony. I am going to go with Green Bay. I think Chris Watson and Dobbs and Aaron Jones. If Dobbins was there, I just don't know if RJ Harvey can carry that full load. If Dobbins was there, I'd probably feel a little bit more comfortable. But the fact that he's not there, and they do have Patrick Surtain, which is a ball hawk, but no, I'm going to, because I know how much this means to Green Bay to stay on top of that division, I'm going to roll with Green Bay on this one. All right, I'm done.
Yeah, it's a big game. I think it's going to come down to a turnover, and that's what's going to decide the game. And since it's at Denver, I'm going to go with Denver by field goal. Next up, guys, Tennessee at San Francisco. Logan, your thoughts on this one?
I mean, hell, I already saw Tennessee kicked a beat reporter off the plane. So, I mean, and that was after a win. So that take that with how it is. I like Cam Ward. I think he's in his first year. It's a crappy team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think, the writing's on the wall for this season. San Francisco, if they lose this one, oh boy, that's a major upset. But they're at home. They're at Levi Stadium. They should take care of business. I'll go San Francisco by at least 3 touchdowns. It should be a blowout.
Yep. And Jay.
They did beat the Cleveland Browns, Logan.
So did everyone else in the last 30 years.
No, I'm being silly on this one for sure. Definitely San Francisco is going to take care of it. Tennessee, I mean, with the exception of Cam Ward, everybody out there is pretty much expendable to rebuild this damn team. So I'm going to roll with San Francisco on this one.
Okay. And Chris.
Yeah, I like the 49ers here. 49ers, even with all their injuries, they've been finding ways to win games all year. Defense is still playing pretty good, even though they don't have Boza or Wagner. And offense has been playing good, been looking a little bit better since Purdy's been back a couple weeks, starting to get back in his groove. So I'm going to go with 49ers.
Yeah, I like San Francisco too. I mean, when you stop and think of all the injuries this team's had, and they still have only lost 4 games. I mean, they put a really great season, and I think people are sleeping on them. So they could be a dangerous team if they make the playoffs.
I think McCaffrey I think he's questionable. He'll play, but I know he's also nursing an injury.
Yeah, he'll play. Last game, guys, Sunday night game, Minnesota at Dallas. Jay, your thoughts on your Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah. If any of you people on this panel says the Vikings are going to win, I swear to God, I will come to this fucking screen, choke you out. I will DDT you out there.
Somebody's going to say it now.
No, I'm not really playing. I will fucking DDT you. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. No, Cowboys are going to get this game. Honestly, I'm not being that say that I'm a homer or anything like that. They really are going to win this game. Dallas has to win out. They know that they probably don't have a shot in hell to make it anyway, but they're not eliminated, so they know they have to win out. And I think that Dallas, that's been playing, again, they did get their butts kicked by Detroit, so I don't want to let that game slide by the wayside. I know they lost that, but if they play like they played against the Chiefs and like they did against the Eagles, they should have a problem. And in all honesty, if you're going to be in the playoffs, you should be able to beat a team like Minnesota. If a team like Minnesota makes you nervous, then you know you're not ready for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Even if you were able to be getting there. So because I have confidence in this team, and I know what the team can do on defense, I know what they can do on offense, and I know also what Minnesota can do on defense. And I don't think it's going to be enough to stop that monster coming their way. I just don't. So I'm gonna roll with Dallas on this one. I think it's going to be about a 2-score game. I'm gonna say I think Dallas by 10.
Okay. Chris.
Dallas.
I'm not saying Dallas. I was going to say Minnesota before you went on your little spill. No, I do. I think Minnesota's going to win this game. I think when JJ McCarthy plays good, they're not bad. They're not a bad team. They've been in games. He looked a little bit more comfortable last week. I know it was against the Commanders, but I think JJ McCarthy's going to have a big game, and I think Justin Jefferson's going to have a big game against this Dallas secondary. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings to pull out a win here.
Okay.
Whatever it is you're buying in Michigan, you need to stop buying that mess, man. Stop buying. It is going up here. And the fact that you can't say that with the look, I saw your eyes blinking like this. That means you lied, and you were looking down. Yeah, you don't believe that. Continue.
No,
Michigan.
I believe
he don't
it.
believe that. He don't believe it. He don't believe it. That's just me. You just can't say Dallas because I'm associated with Dallas. I understand.
It has nothing to do with it.
I think it's got a little bit to do. It's okay.
Okay, Logan.
Yeah, I think Dallas should take care of business on this one. Like I said, JJ McCarthy's had a couple of pretty good games, but Dak Prescott also, he's had a hell of a season. He's closing out on 4,000 yards passing. He's got, I think, the best QBR in the league. So he's had a good year. He had a rough week against Detroit in a high-scoring affair, and they lost that one, as you know. That was, he put up 40 points, though. But I think, kind of settles down this week, comes back to life with the defense. I'll go Dallas winning let's go by 14. I don't know, man. Minnesota, they should have kept Sam Darnold at this point. I know it's that much because we see how he's balling out there in Seattle. Everyone said that, though. But I think Dallas should win this one and keep it interesting out there in the East.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dallas. I don't think Minnesota can put up enough points. I'm not sure that it'll be a blowout. Could get out of hand at the end, maybe, and maybe it'd be a 10 or 14 point game. But I think it'll be close most of the time. But I'm gonna go with Dallas. I just don't think Minnesota can score enough points. Well, guys, that's all I've got for today. Hopefully, everybody's gonna have a great weekend. You guys got anything before we get out of here?
I see here the New York. I'll even mention this one. The New York Jets and Jaguars game. The Jets are going to be tapping into rookie Brady Cook as their starter. So if anyone wants to snag him on fantasy, I'm sure he's available. You have him out there. I just saw that come across the wire. And also, we don't know full details quite yet, obviously, but the latest on the Sharon Moore insane situation in Michigan, now ex-head coach for the Wolverines, latest as of ESPN just a couple of hours ago. His arraignment was today and revealed details. He's been charged with felony third-degree home invasion, as well as 2 misdemeanors, stalking in a domestic relationship and breaking and entering. His bond was set at $25,000, which I'm sure he's already bonded out. But yeah, so boy, this is just we still don't have the full details quite yet, but boy, we're just kind of peeling back the onion with all the layers on this, and it is just it's honestly sick and disturbing that first off anyone would do this, but let alone a college football head coach at a predominant, historic university like Michigan. Guys, they still have a bowl. They have a game coming up here at the Chiefs Citrus Bowl against BYU.
Yep.
It was a damn good team.
No, it's Texas, isn't it?
Texas.
Or excuse me, yes, Texas. My bad.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Texas, but
I was thinking about the Pop-Tart Bowl. But no, I mean, Jay, you might have a cakewalk in that one, brother. I don't know how many players are even going to want to play in that. I know Biff Pogge's going to be the head coach, which I know he was with, I think, Charlotte for some time. So he has some head coaching experience. But yeah, that's just the latest we got on Sharon Moore. We'll see if any new stuff comes to light over the weekend. And of course, we'll cover it as it breaks. But that is the latest now stalking and home invasion. So just a wild situation.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, guys, I hope everybody has a great weekend. We're going to be watching Saturday night's main event on Saturday and watching some pro football on Sunday. So I'm planning on having a good weekend. I'm planning on staying inside because it's going to be with the wind chill. They're talking 10 to 20 below.
Yeah, I ain't leaving the house, man. I'm staying home. I ain't going nowhere.
I think there was actually.
I'm watching my childhood die with John Cena's last match, and that's about it.
Man, listen, I saw on the Weather Channel that if you're below the height of 5 foot, even you're not allowed to go outside anyway. As to snow ordinances, they don't want any small little people getting buried in said snow because the city will not be held responsible for your lack of common sense. So if you're below 5 foot,
I'm under 5 foot. I'm getting ready to go to the grocery store now, and I'm not going out Saturday or Sunday.
Hey, make sure you stock up on those troops.
Snow, Chris. We're not gonna find you. Just know. I mean,
yeah, we ain't gonna get you, Tony. We're sorry.
Nah, Chris is 5'5". He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
Tony will get lost.
Yeah, Chris thinks he's 6'5", but he's only 5'5".
All right, fellas. Hey, if you like today's content, if you agree with Gonzo's crazy takes, please make sure you give us a subscribe on Gonzo's Sports Room YouTube, as well as Elite Sports Entertainment Network's YouTube. We always appreciate when we get those subscribes because it really does help us out a lot. So y'all be good. Have a good weekend. And remember one thing, if nothing else, Indiana University sucks.